Welcome to EBS Podcast Satellite. This time we have it in English because I have a guest, Mehruba Haq, who's EBS PhD student, and she just won the competition Science in 3 minutes. Welcome. Tere tulemast kuulama EBS-i podcasti Satelliit. Sel korral on meil podcast inglisekeelne. Welcome to EBS Podcast Satellite. This time we have it in English. It was just a couple days ago when the Estonian Academy of Sciences hosted the final gala of the English language competition Science in 3 minutes. It was aimed at international PhD students studying in Estonian universities. And I'm very happy that one of the winners, Mehruba Haq, is in our studio today. Welcome to EBS Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So, first of all, what all we know is that you are our third-year PhD student at EBS. Before we get in detail, please tell me about what is this contest you won, Science in 3 minutes. Please elaborate a bit.
It was designed in a way that there are many research going on in Estonia, but it is also important for the public to understand the type of research we're doing. And the 3 minutes comprises of my research topic, how I want to conduct the research in very simple terms so that the public can understand, and then summarizing that why do I want to do it and what is the impact. So all of these things has to be in 3 minutes, and it had series of trainings, and we had to put like a wine cork in our mouth, speak the whole presentation with that, and then take it off and speak again so that we have clarity in our speech. And it went on many days, and we had other researchers, journalists, actors who trained us how to be present on the stage and interact with the audience. So the training started in June, so it had been a while since the final gala. So initially, my presentation was talking more about my topic, less about how I am conducting the research. So I had to keep changing my presentation several times, and then finally it clicked.
Wonderful. I'm just checking also, and I see that you had 19 participants,
Yes,
19 PhD students from 7 Estonian universities. So maybe you just describe a bit the pool of contestants. Did you make some new friends?
Yes, really good friends. And for the winning prize was to go to Aberdeen to another conference where we have to do the same thing again for 3 minutes. And we're already excited to meet again. And I would say that all the participants, they had their internal competition in the university before they were selected to be a finalist. So they're really good, and I learned from all of them, and their topics were very much into physics, chemistry, and biology. So I was kind of feeling, am I the only one doing social science? But then they learned from me and I learned from them. So 19 students means 19 different PhD topics. So there was a lot of learning. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And also know there was another EBS PhD student, Samuli Johannes Saarinen, in the contest.
Yes.
Before we get to this topic, and that's a really interesting topic, I would like to hear so much more about it. What do you think, what was this crystal ball, or what brought you into this victory?
I think it would be the training and actually doing the warm-up before going on the stage, and also that I have explained my topic so many times and I had so many feedback and I have incorporated them. So I would say that it's not just me, it's a lot of people behind the presentation to tell me what is missing, and me feeling the gap all the time. I think that was the reason, yeah.
Wonderful, Meruba. One question more about the contest.
Yeah.
As we have the community who's listening to our podcast, and we do need to make presentations quite often and make wonderful, impactful speeches. So what would be your recommendations? How to explain something in an impactful and in a very short way?
I think for me, at first, it's important to know the impact and then connect it. And it should also start with a story that why it is important, what is actually wrong. So if you can address like this formula, like and, but, and therefore. So this is like a ABT technique. So if you can say that this is happening, but something is not being done, therefore I want to do this. So this ABT technique really helps when your speech is very short. So you can take the pause when you're saying and, a pause when you're saying but, a pause when you're saying therefore. Then people has time to process the information as well, and it's also delivered in a sequential way. So I would say that method.
Oh, thank you for this tip. And, but, and therefore.
Yeah.
I can use it also and getting very practical. But let's get then into your topic. First of all, what was your presentation about?
My presentation was about young girls who are constantly exposed to images on social media by their peers or celebrities, but all of them are using filters or edited tools. So it kind of creates a very huge discrepancy between the ideal self and actual self, because filters really distorts your image to so much extent, like changes the nose and face. So you're so used to seeing that images that when you see your real face, you feel that you're not beautiful or you're not a part of the community. So you become more anxious, you have depression, and it depends from person to person how each one of them feels, but all of them feels dissatisfied to a certain degree. So this is how I started my topic, and I wanted to elaborate how I want to improve this. And I think the way to improve this is to make the same girls follow influencers who are actually face positive, which means they're not using filters or editing before they're actually posting or talking online. So when you see them using their own photos proudly, then you can also connect with them and feel, and the difference between the actual and ideal self is much less. And then you feel more connected to the world, and you don't have this pressure to change yourself. So this was like the main idea of my topic.
You said you are researching young girls. Can you specify why young girls and what is the age group?
The age group is 13 to 14, when they are actually having these changes, the hormonal changes, getting pimples, and so many things about their body is changing. So that's why I targeted this age group. And also when I was doing my literature review, I didn't come across this age group. It was mostly done for 18 and above, but I think and also science say that the body image starts developing when you are in your early adolescence. So that's when you should target and teach girls how to address their feelings and what is real and what is not real. So I felt that this is the age group that I should target, because that's like not just fulfilling a gap, but also educating them so much earlier before their image gets distorted. So I just felt it's very crucial.
Is your research mostly focusing on Estonia, or are you doing it in a broader?
I am doing it in Estonia. I am preparing documents right now to get approval from the ethical board. Then I will pitch my idea to school. And then after getting the permission, I will start the research. So I will interview girls in Estonia. Yeah.
Again, congratulations on your win as
Thank
well.
you.
A very interesting topic you are researching. But I know that you were not born in Estonia, and you have quite an interesting life story, if I may say so. Maybe you tell a bit more about yourself.
Mm-hmm. I came to Estonia because I wanted to study design and technology. And I came to Estonia in 2018. So it was before the COVID. We had no idea it's going to come very soon. And I chose this subject because I was a designer before. I was designing shoes. I was designing electronic equipment. So basically, I was into design for a long time. And then I thought that maybe I should get a master's and improve my skills. And the reason why I chose Estonia is because it came up in the search in mastersportal.com that Taltech has a program like that. And then it said that the top 7 students will get scholarship. So I was like, okay, I'll apply for that. If I get the scholarship, then I will go. So I got it. And then I came. And when I was doing my master's, I wanted to design beauty product. And then I started interviewing Estonian companies, girls in Estonia. So I wanted to research from perspective of the manufacturer of beauty product and also the consumer. So that kind of helped me to understand that advertisements are so like there is no diversity in advertisements. So that's something that I kept with me. And then after the master's, I started working. But deep inside, I wanted to find out like why advertisement is showing the same type of people, because I'm from Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, we also have Caucasian women in the advertisement, even though I look nothing like them. So that's how I kind of like, from where I come from and from where I am, the advertisement is the same. So that's when I realized that there's something wrong with the images. And the reason why I decided to stay in Estonia is because I was so focused in my work and I was continuing to work. I wasn't really thinking if I'm in Estonia or somewhere else. I was just focused on my work, and I met a lot of people who know so much more than me, so I was constantly learning. So I never kind of felt that I have to go somewhere else. But when I speak to international people, I always see them, they are interested to move there and here. But for me, it was more about staying focused to my understanding, basically. Yeah.
Thank you. So it was 2018.
Yeah.
You moved to Estonia, so been here quite a while, all these COVID times and now. But you said you were born in Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm.
If you can and want, please elaborate a bit also how you grew up, what were the family values, or because it's different from Estonia, I'm sure. First of all, it's a faraway country and a different country. So what about your childhood and values?
I think I grew up in a family where my mother and father both were educated. So they kind of prioritized the education. And since I was young, it was like instilled in my brain that I should really move abroad for studying, because they can give me better education. So it was kind of instilled from the very beginning. But when I was growing up, studying was not something that I really enjoyed. I just liked drawing and playing football. So I was also scolded a lot for doing this and not paying attention to my studies. So it was very different. And in Bangladesh, it's kind of like girls can study, but they have to get married as well, like as quickly as possible. 25 is the last time you can get married or something like that. So there was this pressure as well from the society to settle down even when you're not ready. And also when I was working in Bangladesh, when I wanted to ask for a raise, then my boss told me that, why do you want a raise? Just get married and the husband is going to pay for everything. So you don't even get to get a raise if you're single. So there were a lot of things like that which I cannot recall right away. But when I came to Estonia, I didn't really feel that pressure that I have to get married. I could ask for a raise, and they would give me a raise based on the quality of my work. So no one really told me that find a man or something like that. So in that way, Bangladesh and Estonia is very different. And in Bangladesh, I think women choose to work when the household income is not enough. But in Estonia, it's nothing like that. I have seen that women work because they want to work.
It's a matter of choice. And
Yeah.
It's a matter of independence and your own self-development. And
Yeah.
that's definitely a difference
Yeah.
as such. But as you said that you will like the designing and football, but just to understand the education, what is the education system back in Bangladesh? Did you go also university there?
No.
No.
I studied my bachelor's in Coventry University, which is in the UK. And I did an exchange, which was in Malaysia, in Lim Kok Ming University. So my bachelor degree was from outside. But in Bangladesh, I did my high school. And the high school is like we study different subjects. And then after the completion of the high school, we apply for ordinary level exam and advanced level exam. And I think it's also a UK exam. I'm sure you know about it. So I gave my O-levels and A-levels in Bangladesh. And then I applied for bachelor's in industrial design in Coventry University. And then I started the bachelor's like that. But I would say that in the school, it's like, I think, more or less like here. Maybe the activities are different, the extracurriculum activity is different, but we have like subject-based classes, basically. Yeah.
Listening to you, I understand you are an international young woman, definitely international young woman. So, but if you think about your research and as redefining beauty for the young girls in the age of social media, does it relate somehow to your life story as such? Any examples?
Yeah, it does. It does relate to my story because when I was growing up, my mother was telling me that, you know, I should always like do like this to my nose to make it look sharper, because then I will look more beautiful. But I didn't really understand why would she tell me to have a sharper nose to be beautiful, because I see this, like the type of nose that I have seen that nose in many other women. It doesn't take the beauty away from them. So these standards were kind of being instilled inside me. And I know that the shape of your nose is so genetic that like pulling it every day is not going to change the shape. So it's like an insecurity that I was living with. And then when I used to have like pimples or something, the way they used to react, like something is terribly wrong with my face. It's permanent. They're like, oh my God, what is happening to your face? As if it's something unnatural that is happening to my face. Like I should blame myself for this. I should look at my food. I should be more cautious or something like that. So I grew up with so much insecurities, and later I learned that whatever I was going through, it was so natural. So yeah, I think it is connected. Yes.
Yes, maybe now let's get more in depth into your research topic as such, because it is about impact of social media and influencers culture on our body image in focus, with mostly face as well,
Yeah.
body as well. And what is your main goal, and what do you want to reach with your research as such?
I think my main goal is to educate young women at the growing age and show them what is real, what is natural, to develop this self-acceptance, to show them different diverse faces and make them feel normal and appreciate themselves. And this I can only do by carrying out some experiments during my PhD research and then using the results to educate from a very young age. I want to have this curriculum in school to literate them about how media can distort images, and also that social media has amplified this. So it's not just in magazine that we're seeing photos. Now it's amplified. Even their peers are using filters to look different, change their body shape. So everything is so unrealistic on social media that I feel that I should, target right away. Because after I won the competition, I had a young girl coming to me and telling me that, I never took any picture when I was younger. I don't have any picture because my skin condition was not very good, and I just thought that let's just avoid pictures. So I have nothing from my childhood, and I always felt that whatever I'm having is like unnatural. So she came and she told me that she could really connect to my topic. So I just feel that it's not my problem. It's not just my personal story. It's not just something that I'm carrying from Bangladesh to Estonia. It's a global problem. So I think it should be in schools, like from a young age, yeah.
Very interesting. My question is that you are quite at the beginning of your research.
Yes.
I understand you are third year student at the moment, but any initial explorations or findings you would like to share with us?
Yeah. Like when I was doing my literature review and attending conferences, I have already learned many things. There are some interventions through social media to see how girls would, actually not girls, women would react, because girls are under-researched right now. So how women would react to such images, and they tried body-positive images. And body-positive images, people think that maybe showing women at a higher weight would actually increase body satisfaction, but it always doesn't work like that, because the images of body positivity is also sexualized. So you start thinking that like self-objectification, more like your body becomes something that you should work on it to make it attractive for others. That is what self-objectification means. So when you see body positive images online, it doesn't mean that you have increased body satisfaction. It kind of increases self-objectification. So there is a counter effect. So it also taught me that not every image on social media can have an impact, a positive impact. So it's very important to test it out before claiming anything. So that's what I learned. And it comes to body, but if I want to focus on face, then if we are exposed to like images of women who are not wearing makeup, then it kind of increases facial satisfaction, because you can actually see the real face. And then if you are exposed to makeup and no makeup at the same time in the same picture, then it also increases your facial appearance satisfaction, that you see that the women can look so different with makeup. So you kind of feel that, oh, I'm fine, like this is how people look naturally. Celebrities are putting too much makeup to look so different. But there is a catch. If you see the same women looking good with makeup and without makeup, then you actually feel bad as well. So it doesn't really work when the woman is equally attractive with or without makeup. So I have like many studies and many examples, but right now these are the things that I would like to share. And another thing is that everyone has their own level of social comparison. Like how much you compare yourself with others is not the same as me. So we are very different when it comes to social comparison. So the degree of social comparison actually depends how much you're going to be affected. So there are some personality traits which kind of changes the way you perceive beauty. So I kind of learned that it is important for me to kind of find out which personality traits I should address before talking to the girls, because I want to see, these are like mediators, if I make any sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. But I've seen also in social media there are some Hollywood stars at the moment going to some big galas without makeup, like also older and experienced media celebrities as such. But you said that we have seen them also with makeup on actors being in different roles as such. You said that it's also like a bit questionable or so, that you may not feel very good about it. What do you mean? This comparison or?
What I meant was that women has reported that if they see a woman with makeup looking beautiful and the same women without makeup looking beautiful as well in both stages, it means that the woman is naturally very beautiful with or without makeup. So when you see a woman beautiful in both picture, or attractive is probably the right word, then it doesn't help increase facial appearance satisfaction. But if a woman looks significantly different and attractive in a picture with makeup, but not so attractive in a picture without makeup, then it kind of increases facial appearance satisfaction. So this was kind of something that stayed with me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also one thing that I have experienced, there is a lot of this comparison and social comparison. We're always comparing with each other, and women tend to compare a lot. Am I good enough? Do I look beautiful enough? Is there anything we can do about this social comparison? You said something about the traits. Some people are more inclined to social comparison.
Yeah. Social comparison is a very innate thing that we have in us for a very long time. And it's not just about appearance. Even your performance is something that you compare with someone else, and then you feel, okay, you're better. The marks in your class, that is also comparison. So comparison is something that we do in every situation. And the thing is that you need to be alert that you are comparing. And when you already know that you're comparing subconsciously, only then it will help you not to compare yourself. And I think to stop comparing your appearance is something that you need to know, that everyone is different, and what is real and what is not real. And when you kind of are aware, I think the awareness is something that we are not taught when we are young. So we're not aware what we are doing. We're comparing ourselves with someone else, but someone else has a different lifestyle. So basically, these are the things that needs to be taught much earlier. But social comparison is something that is inside all of us to some degree, unless and until you're aware of yourself, basically.
Yeah, so one of the takeaways, we can say that we should be more aware about that, how we compare each other, and also I think it's about self-confidence, how I feel about myself with my own face and with my own body as such. Yes.
And we also have to remind ourselves that our body and our face are not objects, they're instrument to do something. So we have to consider our body as something that we use to do our everyday work. It's not something that has to be attractive for others. So these are the kind of things that we have to kind of learn much earlier. Yeah.
Yes, your research focuses on young women, but I tend to think that it does apply to both genders.
Everyone, yeah. Mm-hmm.
As well. So we have the community listening today, so also it does apply to male.
Of course, yeah.
And maybe it's not so much about makeup as such, but it's about the body, it's about also face, I think. It's about a lot about achievements. So the social comparison is something that's around us daily basis.
Yeah, the body image affects both men and women. My research focuses on girls, but of course I know a little bit about how men gets affected. Would you like me to talk about it as well?
Yeah, it would be interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so there are researchers who are researching on male body image, and we have scales as well. And the questions for male are I am not satisfied with my abs. I'm not satisfied with my muscles. I'm not satisfied with the length of my shoulder. I'm not satisfied with my size of my waist. So these are the questions that they ask male in the experiment. And then they kind of show how they can, if they see different types of bodies of men, do they feel better? So men are also having this added pressure to look in a certain way. And these are like from the advertisement of protein shake and all the advertisement from gym, like staying fit and everything. And when you look at Barbie and Ken, even Ken has a very unrealistic body. Like Ken looks like a reverse triangle, but not all men looks like a reverse triangle. So somehow the beauty standards are like also applied to men in that way, that they're showing that men should look in this particular way to be attractive. So yeah, but for my research, I'm just focusing on girls. But you come across all gender when you're studying this topic anyway.
Yeah, thank you. Very interesting. And the question is, so if you think about then a young woman, what kind of questions or what do you measure then? What are these main beauty scales people kind of comparing the most?
Okay. There are like many scales. One is about body, one is about face, one is about social comparison, one is about self-objectification. But for my research, I will use facial appearance concern scale. So facial appearance concern scale asks like, if I could, I would change feature of my face. So in a Likert scale, you write to what degree. I am ashamed of my face. This is another question. To what degree? And then I think others don't like my face. So these kind of questions, they're like around 11 to 13 questions in that thing. So it mostly talks about how you feel about your face, whether you would like to make some changes or if you are like avoiding gathering socially or taking pictures because you don't think your face looks good. So all of these questions. So these are like validated tools which I want to use for my research. Yeah.
Yes. Do you see any differences in face body exposure in Estonia and in your home country, Bangladesh? And maybe some examples, some good examples.
Maybe, do you mean like the standards of beauty? Are they different from Bangladesh and Estonia?
Yes.
Like in Bangladesh, the lighter skin color you have, the more beautiful you are. And if you have a darker skin color, then people will tell you that, oh, you're going to have such a hard time to find a man, you know? It's going to be so hard for you to get married. So, try to settle down as quickly as possible if you find a man because you're so dark. So being dark is like not being beautiful. And also the length of the hair. The longer the hair, the more beautiful you are in Bangladesh. If you have short hair, then you are masculine or something like that. So the hair and the skin color is something that is very strong and prominent, and still today, like in this century, still today, it's such a big deal. And in Estonia, when I was doing my research on consumers, then I realized that they feel that in Estonia, having the fine lines on your faces as you age around your eyes and forehead, this is something that they feel that makes them look old, and they don't really like it. And sometimes they see themselves without glasses, Estonian women, so that they don't see the line very well. So they feel good. And when they wear glasses and look at themselves again in the mirror, they see the line and they don't feel good anymore. So I didn't quite get what the beauty standard is in Estonia, but I quite understood what are the insecurities. And the insecurities are the lines coming up on their face. So they are very heavy into products which like kind of like a mask or eye mask with which you sleep so that the lines go away. And they do it, and after some time they keep sharing that, oh, some of the lines went away, I saw the changes. So I kind of felt that Estonian women are more conscious about their face aging.
Aging, I just wanted to say
aging,
that. Is
yeah.
that the aging?
Yeah, the aging is something really big for them, that they're aging, and how to kind of like use these products to make sure they don't age. And in Bangladesh, it's like, how can I use bleaching product to look as light as possible? Light skin. So this is the difference, yeah.
Thank you. It's very interesting. And any any recommendation on been talking about this face and body exposure and this social intervention or social comparison for our podcast listeners?
I think I would say that stop using filters and stop editing your photos, because if we all post natural photos, then we don't have a standard for beauty. You know, we all feel natural and we accept ourselves and we are beautiful the way we are. So I think we don't have to wait anymore. We can start from not filtering and editing our photos.
And in a bigger picture, some policy recommendations. We have also social media all around, and any
I'm actually taking images from Dove for my research, and the policy recommendation would be to show diverse models in advertisement of any products, and rather than focusing on promises of changing, like in 7 weeks you look 10 years younger, rather than writing all of these things, it should be more about taking care of yourself, not like promising vanishing something in few days. I think these are really telling that it's not good to age, something like you're fighting against the nature. I think the advertisements should not focus on removal, but rather on taking care of yourself, because we need cream in winter in Estonia, of course, this way or that. We need moisturizing cream and all of these things to protect us from the environment, but it doesn't have to be so drastic, So I think this would be my take, Yeah,
it's more about well-being and health instead of this kind of like these beauty standards as such. I also have a general question more about your studies at EBS. You are third-year student in EBS PhD program. What about this program as such, and how you see? What your impressions?
I kind of really like studying here, because I think every class for PhD students, we have some core courses, and they're all designed in a way that I can continue working on my topic. And the lecturers have different background, and when you are talking about your topic with lecturers from different background, you also understand and improve your communication skills so that everybody understands the topic. And you can also develop, align, make the visuals scientific for others. So I think I have really learned a lot. And also when I joined, the body image topic was so broad. I was like, what do I research on? But then when I was doing research design class, I realized that it's important to have the systematic literature review first to really understand where you can go in. So when I did the systematic literature review, that's when I found out that we have so much research on our body, but what about the face? So I decided to choose face, and then I decided to choose younger generation. So all these courses really showed me what I want to do, and I always had the support. And then I also went to conferences which is only about appearance matters, which happens every 2 years. So I went to that conference and I saw that there are so many angles to do the research, but you should only focus on your one and find the ultimate thing. So yeah, I think 2 years I have been here. My third year is starting, but in the last 2 years, I have really been able to kind of understand the topic, the problem, where I want to do research. And it's all because how the program was designed, I would say.
So at the program, how long is the program, the PhD program?
4 years.
4 years,
yeah.
And you have a support group, you have your supervisor.
Yeah, my supervisor is Rina Koris. She's the associate professor of marketing, and her research interest is critical marketing. So when I was presenting my proposal to get into this PhD program, that time I was talking about this advertisement, that advertisement gives false promises and makes people buy product which doesn't suit them. And also, it creates insecurity, and there is a cycle of buying products. So when I was explaining all of these things, Rina Corey is kind of like connected to the topic, and she was like, okay, I will supervise her. Yeah.
Look about research and so to say like a practical life or applications. Do you see some that nowadays we started with this competition and such, we need more this real connections between research and real life applications?
I think the research that the PhD students are doing are all kind of connected to real life, but scientists are not trained to communicate it that way. Scientists are either in their methodology or either in their literature or digging in, but they're not trained to kind of communicate that this is what I want to do, this is how I want to impact. And that's where this competition comes in. It teaches you that how you will communicate that this is useful for the future. So yeah, I think I was also in a stage when I was saying it's a problem, but I wasn't being able to communicate how I want to help. So this kind of training really helped me as well. Yeah.
So Mehruba, thank you very much for coming to EBS Podcast Satellite. And I have 3 questions I would always ask the participants in our podcast. And the first question is that any book recommendation that has supported your learning development you would recommend everybody read?
I think I got the book with me today. It's called the Body Confidence Book. And it's written by a professor, Philippa Dietrich. So she was asked to leave the beach in Australia because she was overweight. And since then, she started working on this. So she has been working on this for a very long time. And I would recommend everyone to read this book because it answers the question that you asked me, like how do we recognize this social comparison and how do we stop it? So it also teaches how to take care of our body and what our body is actually designed for. So I think this is one book that I would recommend everybody to read. Yeah.
The Body Confidence book.
Yeah.
Thank you for the recommendation. Second question is about let's imagine that you are 25, back 25. What would you say or recommend to a 25-year-old self?
I think I would be kind to her. I think I would be kind to her because I don't think I was kind to myself when I was much younger. And I was kind of evaluating my worth based on my productivity. And I was always running and rushing and not really spending time with myself to reflect on what I truly want. So I think I would be kind to her and tell her that it's okay to be imperfect, like embrace the imperfection, because I was very stressed out. I was always kind of running after something. I don't think I would do that if I could go back. Yeah.
Thank you. And the last question is that if you would choose a superpower, anything you can choose, superpower, that would help you to learn better, speak better, share your knowledge better, what would it be?
I think learning takes time. And right now, I feel that all of us are in some sort of deadline cycle, deadline for this, deadline for writing an article, deadline for that. And all of this thing in such a short time. So I feel that learning is something that you should do at peace and take it in and then think about it again, apply. So it takes so much time. So I think I would choose I should be able to stop time and process things and move on to the next task. I think I chose this superpower because I think right now I'm really struggling with that, delivering all of these things as a PhD student. So yeah, stop time.
Mm-hmm. So you don't need an accelerator, you need something that makes the pace shorter or slower as such. So Mehruba, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us today in the studio. Again, congratulations on your won of contest, Science in 3 Minutes, and all the best for your research.
Thank you so much. Yeah.